Chapter 1. The Celestial Heifer. Long, long ago, in the warm lands by the Mediterranean Sea, people told stories of a beautiful princess. Her name was Io. She had hair like dark silk and eyes like pools of water. But Io caught the eye of the great god, Zeus, king of the skies. To protect her from his jealous wife, Hera Zeus transformed Io into a graceful white heifer. Hera, not fooled, sent a relentless, hundred-eyed giant named Argus to watch her. The clever god, Hermes, eventually lulled Argus to sleep and freed Io, but Hera sent a biting gadfly to chase her across the world. Io ran and ran, swimming through seas that were named for Hertha, Ionian Sea and Teal. She reached the ends of the earth. Zeus, in his kindness, finally gave her peace by placing her image among the stars, or so the ancient Greeks believed. Little did they know, their tale of a tormented maiden transformed would find a spectacular echo in the heavens, waiting for a man with a spyglass to see it. Chapter 2. Galileo's Gleaming Dots. In the year 1610, in the cool Venetian night, a man named Galileo Galilei pointed his new telescope at the bright planet Jupiter. To his astonishment, he saw 4 tiny, star-like points lined up near it. Night after night, they danced around the giant planet, sometimes vanishing behind it, sometimes being swallowed by its shadow. He had discovered worlds orbiting another world. He called them the Medicean stars, but we know them as the Galilean moons. The innermost one, swift and close to Jupiter as a fierce glow, would later reclaim its ancient name. Io. For centuries after Galileo, Io was just a speck of puzzling, yellowish orange that sometimes seemed too bright. Astronomers thought it was a dead, cratered ball of rock, frozen in time. Chapter 3. The Prophecy of Peale. Far across the world, on the great volcanic islands of Hawaii, another legend thrived. It spoke of Peale, the passionate and tempestuous goddess of fire and volcanoes. She was a creator and a destroyer, shaping the land with rivers of molten rock and explosive eruptions. Wherever Peale traveled, the earth would boil and new mountains would rise from the sea in plumes of smoke and fire. She was a force of incredible, raw energy, forever restless and remaking her domain. On Ocean Hawaii, the Native American Lakota people told of Isha, a monstrous, storm-bringing giant associated with chaos and cataclysm, a primal force that could not be contained. These ancient intuitions of immense, localized power were fragments of a cosmic truth. Chapter 4. A moon beat. The scientific story of Io took a wild turn in the 1970s. 2 clever scientists, Stan Peale and Patrick Cassen, were doing math on paper. They had a prophecy of their own. They calculated that Jupiter's mighty gravity, combined with the rhythmic tug-of-war from the other moons Europa and Ganymede, would squeeze and stretch Io tremendously. This constant tidal flexing would generate immense internal heat, like bending a metal coat hanger back and forth until it becomes hot to the touch. They predicted Io's interior might be partially molten, a world of tremendous geologic turmoil. Most of their colleagues were skeptical. Then, in 1979, the Voyager 1 spacecraft flew by. What it saw shocked everyone. There were no impact craters. Instead, the surface was a psychedelic canvas of yellows, oranges, reds, and blacks, a pizza pie painted by a mad artist. And there, in the images, were massive volcanic plumes, erupting hundreds of kilometers into space. Peale and Cassen were right. Io was the most volcanically active body in the entire solar system, with lakes of molten sulfur and mountains taller than Everest. The Voyager team named the largest volcanic depression Peale after the Hawaiian fire goddess. The legend had found its home. Chapter 5. The Watchers and the Discoveries. The Cosmic Watch began. The Hubble Space Telescope, from its orbit around Earth, kept an eye on Io, catching giant eruptions. The Galileo spacecraft, named for the discoverer, spent years orbiting Jupiter in the 1990s and 2000s, watching Io's ever-changing face. It saw volcanoes erupting, lava flows spreading, and surface changes between orbits. It discovered that Io's lavas were unbelievably hotter than most eruptions on Earth. They were made of rock, so molten it was like a superheated fluid. But the biggest surprises were what Io was doing to its neighborhood. Its relentless volcanoes spew out gases and dust, creating a giant, donut-shaped cloud of material around Jupiter, known as the Ioplasma torus. This torus is filled with charged particles that create intense radiation belts and even cause lightning in Jupiter's upper atmosphere. Io was not just a passive moon. It was an active driver of the Jovian system's weather, painting Jupiter's poles with a Chapter 6 Juno's glimpses. And the new mystery. In 2016, a new explorer named Juno arrived at Jupiter. Its main job wasn't to study the moons, but its sharp eyes couldn't help but look. Juno's infrared instrument, Geram Asmapade, IOS heat, in incredible detail, revealing a global network of volcanic hotspots. It has watched as giant plumes climb into the blackness and seen the eerie glow of lava lakes in the moon's darkness. And then, in 2022 to 2023, a stunning new hypothesis emerged from scientists analyzing old and new data. Io might have a secret ocean, not of water, but of a super salty, sludgy magma. Global subterranean sea of molten rock, 30 miles beneath its fiery surface. This magma ocean could be the engine room for all of Io's volcanoes, the source of its incredible heat and activity. The tortured moon, stretched and squeezed, might be hiding its greatest secret inside. Chapter 7. The Eternal Dance. Today, Io is understood as a world of epic contradiction. It is the hottest of the cold moons, the most active in a frozen system. It is a prisoner of gravity, yet it dictates the electromagnetic weather of its giant captor. It is a world named for a mythological refugee, whose features are named for gods of fire Peale, Prometheus, Surt, and thunder Inari, and for heroes and monsters from every corner of Earth's mythology, from the dreaming shepherders of ancient Greece, who saw a tormented maiden in the stars, to the Hawaiian elders, who revered the creative destructive force of the volcano, to the Lakota stories of the chaos giant Ea. Humanity has always sensed the archetype that Io embodies, a beautiful, trapped, endlessly transforming world of fierce energy. And as our robotic envoys continue to watch, and as future spacecraft may one day taste its volcanic breath, Io reminds us that the universe is far stranger and more wondrous than any single story can contain. It is a place where all our ancient tales and our newest discoveries can meet, shake hands, and look up together at the same brilliant, burning point of light.